So in let's look at Mythic, God. Let's go the last day and see what people are playing. So popularity-wise, it actually looks like Death Zoo is the most popular. And then Magic and War is pretty high too, and this is probably an aggressive version of War, looking at the most popular cards like Scythe of the Harvest and the like. So it might actually be time to switch from this anti-Magic deck, even though Magic does exist in the metagame, and switch to anti-Zoo, which does exist. You just need to build for it. So let's go through the process of building a deck. A few good anti-Zoo archetypes. I think Nature is actually quite good as an anti-Zoo deck. I think Light is actually quite good in anti-Zoo. And obviously Magic is quite good as anti-Zoo. I'm not going to play Magic because I think it is the best right now, and I don't think it's very fun. Let's try Nature. I know Nature is in a weak spot right now. Maybe I can shed some light on winning in Mythic with Nature. So Marshwalker is an excellent anti-Zoo card because it's such a big body early on and it regens. Then I'm going to filter by God first because I have a rough idea of the cards I want to include. So I definitely want to include Canopy Barrage. Canopy Barrage is an excellent excellent way to get some life back and destroy some creatures and get back on the board. What am I looking for next? Underbrush Boar is an all-star of anti-Zoo, so an anti-aggro, so I'm definitely going to be wanting to include two of those. I could consider Black Jaguar. I'm not actually a huge fan of it as far as against aggressive decks. I think it's better in... it's okay. I don't know. I'm always torn on Black Jaguar. Thresher Bug is actually extremely good against Zoo decks as well. I think Thresher Bug is slept on a bit. So right now I'm obviously including way too many 2-drops. And that's fine, we can cut, chop and change our deck. Revenant Lynx is a quite high tempo card, which is good against these aggressive decks because you want to be controlling the board and having high tempo. Then what am I looking for? So I want some front lines to stabilize, so let's get some protectors, which are extremely good. There is quite a lot of relics around, so I might include Nefarious Briar, but I'm tempted to maybe include the 3-mana one, which name escapes me right now, because that might just shore up my curve a little bit, so I have more stuff going on. Although you're never really playing those cards on curve, so maybe I want to play Iron-Tooth Goblin. Let's hold that thought. Cool, so how am I going to win? So I'm going to win by out-tempoing these aggressive decks and stabilizing. So I'm going to need some life to stabilize, so I'm going to play Veilward and Minotaur. It's a very good card against control decks as well. Hippolyta is very high impact in that it comes down with Blitz and Protected and can clean up the board, which is quite strong. Against Zoo decks, you would normally want to include Wildfire, but I'm playing so many creatures of my own that I probably don't want to have Wildfire. I probably just want to be playing out my own creatures to control the board. I definitely want Staff of Roots. Staff of Roots is one of my favorite cards in the game. It's very, very, very strong card. Especially cleaning up all those 1/1 tokens, and then you get some little life gain afterward. Cool. As far as like, am I end the game card, I'm gonna need to dip into one of those. Probably be looking at like a 7 or 8 mana card. I'm not sure what it should be, but I might come back to that. But this is a pretty good shell of being able to deal with aggressive decks. So let's look at our 4 and 5 mana cards might need to be shored up a little bit. What fits well in a nature deck? So Veteran Archer is very nice at dealing with the aggressive decks because usually you get to pick off at least one thing, maybe two things, and then you get a body left over. So let's include Veteran Archer. I think it's a great card. As far as 5 mana cards, I probably want to include something that helps me stabilize with front lines. So Odysseus is pretty good at that because it just fills the board up with front lines. Curse Kaipora is actually not that great against Zoo because usually they can just trade a 1/1 and then a 2/1 for it, and it's pretty slow. You probably want to have something a lot bigger, so in that sense, maybe we're looking at Cavern Arachne. Even though you will take damage, we can kind of offset that with all of our life gain. So maybe let's try Cavern Arachne for now, and then we can change it. Let's dip into 6 mana cards. So we want to get some bit of value going on. Could be Rune Smuggler. Two runes for a 6 mana card. It could just be... I guess the nice thing with Rune Smuggler is it potentially provides us frontline and healing as well. So let's try that one. I'm not sure I actually want to go up to 7 mana with this deck. Maybe, maybe not. The problem is I don't have something that just ends the game very easily. Let's add 1 or 2 3 mana cards. Although my 3 mana is usually going to be Life Leech with this. I'm just going to include June Cavalry just to see how it goes. Cool. So how am I winning this game? Against Zoo, I'm just going to, or aggressive decks, I'm just going to control the board and then whittle them down and eventually kill them. Against anything that's not Zoo, it's going to be a lot harder. So how am I ending the game? That's part of the problem with Nature at the moment, is it is very hard to end the game. I'm probably not going to make it to 9 mana very often against those decks, and they're making ramp. So maybe let's try dipping into 7 mana. Let's get our Golem Centurions. I'm a huge fan of this card. It's very high value. And sticky creatures are a really good way to beat those decks. What do I mean by sticky creature? I mean something that's very hard to remove. I don't think we actually do want Demogorgon in this deck, because we want to be playing threats that end the game relatively quickly. I might try Ashen Drake, because that is a bit of reach that can potentially do 4 damage to the face. So this is our first iteration. I'm not expecting to win very often with this, but let's see how it goes against those aggressive decks, and then we can start tweaking from there. So I'll go anti-aggro, let's call it that. Jotun I was thinking about as well. I'm just not sure if I want to go up to 8 mana. So let's see if we can queue into some aggro decks and see how we go. Cool, so hopefully this is an aggressive variant of Zoo and not a control variant. It's a reanimate variant. Well, that's going to be a problem. Let's just pretend this is a Zoo deck, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep Veteran Archer just in case. I really don't want to kill this if it is unlocking mana locks. Yeah. We're against Death Control. I don't think this is going to go very well for us, but we can try. We can try and kill Control. See, if I had known it was Death Control, I probably would have picked Forage. I think Forage can potentially get us some outs that could win us this game. My Marshwalker is dead no matter what I do here. So let's trade this off. I need to start getting pressure on the board, given I know that I can't win this in the late game. So I'm going to play my Minotaur and try and get some damage onto my opponent before they get to those nasty 8-9 mana cards. And I can clean up the 1-1 next turn with the Veteran Archer or the Staff of Roots. I'm not particularly worried about the 1-1. They could always just reanimate the Trojan Golem, but that's fine, I think. Again, I have Staff of Roots. So they misplayed a little bit. They didn't attack. Also, given this gets Afterlife off of a Roar, this actually comes back without an Afterlife. Cool. So let's shoot these two. And Bag of Tricks. Staff. And start getting damage on them. Staff of Roots shouldn't damage you for 3. Maybe you attacked? I'm not sure. That's a little weird. Cool. Against reanimate decks, it's very important to not... I'm actually just going to attack their phase because I need to end this game. And remember to tap Life Leech to heal it for 1. It's very important to not let them have anything on the board. I am a little bit worried about their board wipes here, but I really don't have a choice as far as I need to kill them pretty fast. So I have to play into them a little bit. If they don't play anything again, I'm probably just going to not play my Hippolyta. This is fine. I can kill this with Canopy Barrage and keep getting damage in. Oh, okay, so they summoned... They looked a bit weird then, because I think... so they summoned an Injured Soldier, and then they blew it up with Untold Greed. It's just a visual bug. Cool, so... I'm going to save this one in case I blow up the board. And this is why I included Ashen Drake, because we might have some reach here to finish them off. Cool. Do I have lethal? I think I do. I'm just gonna hit this one to make sure that my Lynx does not attack the wrong target. And we beat the Reanimate deck. Nice. I was not expecting to win that one, so we'll take that. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. And if you have any questions, please hit us up in the Discord. I will see you all next time. Bye.